Hello everyone. In this video, I'll show you how to add resources to your Moodle course shell. So that's how to add files, assignments, the sorts of materials that we've been posting to Moodle all along. In this video, I'm just going to go through the main process. In future videos, I'll be showing you what each of these resources and activities are and how to configure them. So this is just a quick overview of how to add materials and activities like you used to in our previous version of Moodle, just updated for our current new 4.1 version. So I'm in a course shell in Moodle, and just a reminder again, your view might be a little different depending on what's open. Remember, there are three parts to the Moodle screen now. There is the content area. Over here on the right is the block drawer that has those little apps and tools. And then over on the left is the course index. So I'm on a laptop that doesn't allow me to see all of those things at once. I'm going to close the block drawer, and my course index over here, I'm going to open it so I can sort of keep track of what I'm doing. In Moodle, you can see that when the arrows are facing right, the sections are closed, and when I click on those arrows, I'll see the content for each section. But I am not in edit mode, and I can tell because I don't have app options to add sections or to add materials. So I'm going to go up here into the right corner and click the toggle switch to turn editing on. And when I do that, you can see that now I get an option here that says add an activity or resource. In the past, instead of seeing this button and link, there was a small link that appeared at the bottom of the section. So that all that's changed here is that that little link has moved up to be visible here, and that link is only available in edit mode. So if I turn edit mode off, and that's the same before, you don't see that button. So I'll turn it back on here. Now, I'm going to go ahead and add an activity or resource. I can click the link or the button, the plus sign, it doesn't really matter. And you're going to see that you get a palette of options. And right now I'm looking at my starred palette, which are the options that I use all the time. I can see a list of all available options listed here. So, as you scroll down, you'll see that for the most part, these are divided into two colors. The dark blue items are resources that students can view, but that they can't alter or edit or interact with. Things that are in light blue are things that students must complete or engage with, like quizzes, etc. So one of the changes that I wanted to note is that instead of having labels, which we used a lot to add text to a page, etc., or to add labels to a section, that the label has been renamed Text and Media Area. So I'm going to click that to start. And you'll see that other than the change in name, we get the same commands. We're able to do the same things in the text and media section that we were able to do in the label section. So for example, I can click and I'll just put here sample label. And I'm going to do the same thing here, sample label. And I'm going to go ahead here just so you can see the difference in the sizes and the fonts. I'm selecting this text sample label, and then I'm choosing heading large. Then for this one, I'll choose heading medium. You'll notice in this version of Moodle we've changed to the a font that's more like our college default font. And actually, this would be paragraph. So this is heading 1 or heading large. This is heading medium. That's heading small, and so on. And now I'm going to save and return to course and show you what these look like. So I'm back on the course page, and you'll see that this is the label or the text and media area that I added with the samples of the heading sizes. And this is what it looks like with editing on. You'll notice that when I turn editing off, the space collapses and becomes smaller. Turn editing back on. And you can take a look at the options here under the 3 dots. So you can edit the settings. You can go back in and change the wording or the formatting. And you do have the option to move right, to indent in. You can also duplicate. Now, the indent in isn't as dramatic in this version of Moodle, and you only have the option to indent in once, which is a change. A lot of us used a sort of outline structure where you could bump things in as much as you like. You only have the option to go once to the left or right. You can hide items, you can duplicate items, etc., and you can delete right here as well. So that's how you would go about adding a label, but it's also the general strategy that you would use to add anything that you wanted to add to the page. So if you wanted to add a link, for example, I can click that. I can put home page. Save and return to course. So this, forgot that we have to have the HTTP here. So now I've gone ahead and I've added this label. Now, again, you can see that when you're in edit mode, the type of element or the thing that you are using, the resource or activity, is listed. It's named, but when you turn editing mode off, you only see the icon and the resource or activity. Now, again, to open another week, maybe I want this resource, this URL, to be down in week 1 instead of where I have it. So I'm going to turn on editing mode. And to move it, I have to open the week. Right now, this week is collapsed. I'm going to go ahead and open it. So I have room here. I can click on this block here. You'll see that when I'm hovering above it with the 4-way arrow. I'm going to click and hold and drag it down. And you'll see that now it's going to appear right there in the week where I want it. Now, the other thing that's really a bonus for the students is also over here in the course index. This item is going to appear as well. So let me refresh the page. And you'll see here in week 1, that item also appears. So here it is in week 1, and it's listed here with an icon that tells the student what it is. So that's helpful for the students because they can see what these different activities are when they're using the course index. If I open the general over here, you'll see announcements. That forum is listed with the little announcements, and my sample heading is listed there. So every item that you have in each section also can be visible by using the drop-down in the course index. So here, if I want to get right to that link, I can just click. And notice what happens is the content area now is focused only on this one piece. So the only thing I see here in the content area is this link. And I can click to open it. Now in New Moodle, everything does open in a new tab, and that's so that the student, if they X this out, they get back to Moodle. Otherwise, if they X out Moodle, then they have to log back in, and that can be, as you know, a bit of a challenge. So this is how we can, to return to see the view of the course page, you're just going to click back on General. And when you click on General, you see the whole course. And so that is a quick look at how to add resources and activities in this new Moodle interface and how those work in the display of both the sections on the course page and how they display. And I can collapse all of this again by clicking on that arrow. So that is and I'm going to take myself out of edit mode, and you can see you can open and close the sections. And by the way, if I want to collapse everything, I just click expand all here, and everything defaults back to the closed view. If I want to see everything in the course, as we used to call the scroll of death, there's not much in this course right now, I click expand all and everything becomes visible. In future videos, I'll go over each of these different types of resources and how to configure them on the timeline